While the Supreme Court's ruling on SB 1070 wasn't a clear victory for either side, what is clear is that immigration will remain a major issue in November. Now, earlier, I read you a portion of President Obama's statement on the ruling. Not to be outdone, Governor Romney released his own statement. Quote, "Today's decision underscores the need for a president who will lead on this critical issue and work in a bipartisan fashion to pursue a national immigration strategy. I believe that each state has the duty and the right to secure our borders and preserve the rule of law, particularly when the federal government has failed to meet its responsibilities." In other words, it's the president's fault for not having a national immigration strategy, but it's up to each state to come up with their own individual strategy. A much more ambiguous answer than the governor gave us only 4 short months ago.
I think you see a model here in Arizona. The right course for America is to drop these lawsuits against Arizona and other states that are trying to do the job Barack Obama isn't doing.
Joining me now is Democratic strategist Basil Smikle and Michael Maslansky, who is a GOP strategist as well as CEO of Maslansky, Luntz & Partners. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for being here with us tonight. So much to talk about here. Michael, I want to start with you. Where exactly has this president failed on immigration policy?
Well, I think where has he succeeded? We haven't really seen anything from him for the time that he's been in office until a month ago when he decided to explicitly say that he wasn't going to enforce the laws that are on the books. And so he came into office saying that he was going to make some progress on immigration. We haven't really seen anything. And I think the Arizona law from the beginning was an attempt to fill the vacuum with a very real problem that Arizona has on the ground, that there's no enforcement of immigration laws, that they have an illegal immigration problem and a problem around meeting their budget requirements, and that's what they were trying to do.
Absolutely, but you know what the counter-argument is, and I've heard Governor Romney say the same thing. This is the president, hang on, this is the president who has a record number of deportations. This is the president who sent the National Guard troops to the border, and on this president's watch, in April, it was revealed that we've had a net zero increase in illegal immigration from 2005 to 2010. So I've even heard Kay Bailey Hutchison agree that the president's policies have helped to slow the tide of illegal immigration.
Well, but the best reason why there's net zero migration is because we've created an economic environment where coming to America is not nearly as attractive as it used to be for the people who were coming.
I agree with you, and maybe President Bush deserves partial credit for that, too. The big question we're hearing about Governor Romney now is that you can't win the White House without 40% of the Latino vote. He was a bit, it's fair to say, cagey with Bob Schieffer 2 weeks ago. Bob Schieffer is actually still sitting on a folding plastic chair in a lawn waiting for an answer on the DREAM Act. And a lot of folks at an Elliot conference last Thursday felt that the governor was a bit vague with his Una Otra Cosa plan, something he'll do to replace Barack Obama. My question is, what can the governor do between now and November to excite the very large conservative Latino population and get them more on his side?
Well, I think it's not immigration. I think that the key for Romney is to stop talking about immigration and start talking about the place where he's going to do the best for Latinos and whites and African Americans in America, which is on the economy. And that this is a race with two very different philosophies of governing, that in many ways for conservative Latinos, they subscribe much more strongly to the conservative view of an economic environment built on opportunity, built on freedom, built on the right to earn your way to success. And that what he's got to do is start talking more about how he's going to help Hispanics and Latinos by creating more jobs, by rebuilding the economy, and by creating a place where everybody can do better and leave immigration on the side.
Which pretty much guarantees that Democrats will be talking about immigration a lot more to try to hurt the governor with it, I would guess. So let me ask you, Basil, what's the bigger story today? Is it this immigration ruling, which seems to have, like I said, delighted both sides, or is it the Citizens United being reinforced in Montana?
What's interesting, the bigger story is the immigration story, but the biggest impact on the fall campaign is Citizens United because of the amount of money that's going to be spent in this race and has been spent in this race. Whether Democrats like Citizens United or not, whether we appreciate it being upheld or not, unfortunately, we have to play ball. We have to play ball to be competitive and to stay competitive.
If money were the only key to winning in politics, there'd be a lot of politicians in office today who aren't. Because at the end of the day, money is only a piece of the puzzle. There are plenty of levers of influence. Money is one of them. It's important. It's not everything. There's plenty of money to go around. Both sides are going to have the opportunity to air their ideas. They're both going to have plenty of opportunities to make the case for why people should elect them. And at the end of the day, no matter how much money you spend, people still have to go to the ballot box and pull the lever or press the button or whatever.
But this isn't like
today.
Clinton's soft money now. Citizens United is Sheldon Adelson just pouring casino money into campaigns, and it's going to be 6 states that decide this whole election. So can we expect to see Governor Romney, who at this point looks to potentially be far better funded, just pouring anti-Obama ads rather than pro-Romney ads into those 6 states?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see this money deployed in the places that it matters most, and that both sides are going to use every asset that they have at their disposal. The Democrats are going to pull out all these big names who have a lot of influence. They're going to use that influence. Republicans may use money. There are plenty of Democrats with money, although fewer that support Obama today than did 4 years ago because of his policies. And
because they're liberals, and he hasn't governed like a liberal.
Well, actually, no. In many cases, because he's been very anti-business, and these were liberal business people who were all for him on liberal policies, but now oppose him because he's been so anti-business. At the end of the day, he's told them that he doesn't want people to do well in business in America, and that's why they've left.
Okay, I wish we had a whole segment to tear that last line apart. You really, I was with you there, but come on now. That's wow, free hallucinogenics with every purchase. Thank you both. I wish we had a lot more time to talk about all of this. Democratic strategist Basil Smikle and Michael Maslansky. Thank you both.